good, y'all. This is my very first episode of many more, hopefully, to come, of what I like to call spirituality and shit. And I like to call it that because I've just really been working on being more vulnerable and just open and honest about who I really am and my belief system and what I believe in. I don't like to call it a system, but just what I really believe in because I think it was about 4 years ago. I think it's been 4 years now. God just really led me to see that religion is not real, y'all. It's a lie. And I know it sounds crazy because y'all like, how did God tell you that? You know, but God did tell me that, and that's the path that God led me on. I did a 7 day fast at the time because I was just really concerned about the religion that I was in. I just really wanted to know and hear from God and see if the religion that I was in was the correct religion for me or the right path for me. And so I did a 7 day fast, and it was actually a 7 day water fast that I did. And I think water fasts are just so powerful. I haven't done one, a long form water fast, but maybe one day I'll do one. But they're so powerful because it just really helps to connect you with God, with the Creator. And so after doing that water fast, God just showed me so much more than what I was looking for. God showed me that religion is not real. And so I don't buy into religion anymore. God showed me that the view that I had of God was not real. I don't see God as being some big sky daddy in the sky, you know, some big daddy in the sky looking down on us and, you know, making a list and checking it twice. Like, you did that wrong. You're going to hell. I don't believe in heaven or hell anymore. I think heaven or hell is here. It's within your head, within your brain. And even in the Bible, which I do believe that there is some validity to the Bible. I think that over time, man has rewritten the Bible and changed it in so many ways, in so many forms, that you kind of just got to go off of what you believe to be true. But even in the Bible, Jesus talks about the kingdom of heaven being within, and it definitely is within. I think a lot of times with the Bible, we take it to be so literal, and it's not. A lot of it is figurative. But I'll get to that later, and maybe in another episode. I'm not sure because I didn't want to make this episode too long, but I want to just tell you how I got to my belief system and what I believe in. So, like I said, I did my fast for 7 days, 7 day water fast, and I just did a lot of praying. I did a lot of praying, a lot of searching, a lot of seeking to find the truth. And God led me first to near death experiences. I had never just really, I think I've heard of it before, but I just never really knew what it was about. And so I stumbled upon a near death experience on YouTube, and it was a person just talking about how they crossed over, how their spirit left the body and they crossed over. And it was just pure bliss. They felt nothing but just love. And they got a chance to meet source, said it was a big white light and it just felt like nothing but love. So that's what I know to be true of God. And I just got really hooked on them, and I watched so many near-death experiences. And the thing for me that just really hit home for me is that these people know nothing of each other, but they have the very same experiences. So that's how I got to know the truth about religion and how religion is not real. But I do believe in God. Definitely God is being the main source of energy, our energy source. And my belief system, I guess I'll explain it to you of how I believe God to be. I think God is just a big source of energy. It's the ultimate source, the ultimate creator of energy. And we are pieces of energy. So really we are pieces of God. We are fractals of God. And I like to think about it, and I explained it to my son in this way. I heard it explained to me in this way previously, but like a cookie, like cookie dough, if you will. So you buy cookie dough from the store and it comes in, some big package or whatever. And then, or you make cookie dough. And then if you want to split it up into cookies, you take that big piece of cookie dough and you split it up into these little bitty, balls. You roll it up or you make it into a shape, whatever, and you bake it. And so that's how I see God being. God is like the big piece of cookie dough, right? And so we are God having a human experience. So we are pieces of that cookie dough, if you will, having a human experience. So, you know, one thing that I just really had a hard time wrapping my head around as a Christian when I was a Christian was the fact that how is God three people in one? It just didn't make sense to me. But spirituality really helps to simplify it and make more sense of it. So you have God the Father, you have God the Son, and you have God the Holy Spirit. So God being the main source of energy, God sent God's Son. They say His Son, but I don't think God is a male or a female. God is just a spirit. So God sent God's Son, which was supposedly Jesus. My belief system and Jesus is totally different. But, you know, God sent Jesus into the world. So God sent a piece of Himself or a piece of God into the world to live and have a human experience just like we're doing. And you have the Holy Spirit. So the Spirit lives within your body, the human form, to have this 3D experience that we're experiencing. So, hope that explains or makes sense to you. I know it kind of may have been just all over the place, but hopefully it made some sense to you. But yes, that's my belief system. That's what I believe. And I just really want to just delve more into spirituality with you in the coming episodes of spirituality and shit, and just talk about the origins of it, because I think the origins of it have been a little bit I think we've been misled. So that's my belief system. That's what I believe. And I don't push my belief system on anyone, but I definitely want you to seek the truth for yourself to see what life really is about.